Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to round 2 of the season 3 of the Armed Forces iRacing League. Today we are at Virginia International Raceway doing the full course layout. A little bit about Virginia. It's obviously in Virginia. It's about 3¼ miles. Temperature today is 94 degrees Fahrenheit. So drivers experiencing maybe a greasy track. And featuring a couple new drivers today. Andre McCullen, brand new to the series. Alan Blue as well. Brendan Odell is making a return from season 1. I think is the last time he participated, as well as Anthony Escobar. He has returned for season 3. Dave Payton and Charles Barr in their second race of the season and in the league in general. Hopefully we'll see them doing well today. Many drivers coming back for round 2. Currently your pole sitter Anthony Escobar setting a flying lap time of a 147.7. Cameron Smith not terribly far behind, but is a good little bit behind. If I remember correctly, Anthony was definitely one of the quickest drivers in the Mazdas. Let's see what he can do today. Jacob Ross setting a new fast time, getting second place currently. He is pitting, maybe to get some more tires and low fuel. Clayton Doty setting a new fast lap time. Multiple drivers probably getting their rhythm down as we see Charles make a slight mistake. Charles Barr, new to the iRacing platform, doing well for being relatively new to this game. Glad to see him out here getting experience under his belt. He did decent in round 1. Hopefully he can do a little bit better in round 2, but we'll have to see. Currently not last place. So improvement is showing from him. Zach Logan making a return for round 2, representing the Coast Guard in the Mustang GT3, the Daytona 24 winning Mustang. We're definitely proud of our American heritage here in the armed forces, so it's good to see a American manufacturer winning at the Daytona 24. Unfortunately, Cadillac did not win GTP in the Daytona 24, but at least one manufacturer did. Got a decent spread of manufacturers in this league race today. A couple Porsches, Mustangs, a couple McLarens and BMWs, and Corvettes. Cameron Smith, a newcomer to the league, setting himself up for success right now in 4th position. I think he's on his final lap and he's going off track, unfortunately. That will be the end of his qualifying run. As we have just a couple more drivers finishing up their last laps. Andre McCullen getting a good lap time in just at the nick of qualifying. I think that's about to finish up our qualifying session. We have Anthony Escobar leading the field, qualified with a 146.881, over half a second quicker than the rest of the field. Clayton Doty 0.6 behind him. Cameron Smith 1.1 behind him. We'll review that again here in a second. As soon as our overlay decides to work. Here we go. Anthony Escobar, excuse me for telling you the wrong times. Anthony Escobar qualified with a 147.429. Clayton Doty almost a second off his time. Jacob Ross in 3rd. Cameron Smith in 4th. Tristan Lewis 5th. Andre McCullen 6th. Jason Black 7th. Zachary Logan in 8th. Brendan Odell 9th. Brian Johnson 10th. Gregor Burchett and Alan Blue finishing out row number 6. Zach Miller, Dana Shepard, Charles Barr, Sean Sullivan, Christian Light, and Dave Payton finishing out your grid. As we wait for all the drivers to grid shortly. If anyone is wanting to join the Air Force gaming community, regardless of sim title or game title, if you're interested in shooters, RPGs, tabletop games, Air Force has it for you. Join at www.airforcegaming.com and join our community of over 10,000 people now. We recently crossed that 10,000 member threshold, so the Air Force gaming community is definitely growing. It's becoming one of the biggest communities out there. So if you're a military member seeking other military friends to compete with, definitely check airforcegaming.com out. Pace car is now taking off, and our field is getting ready to go here at Virginia International Raceway. Got sort of a longer formation period. At least it's not the whole lap, but definitely allows drivers to get their car situated before we go green. Anthony Escobar leading the field.
Green flag, green
and
flag.
we are green. Boogity, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Round 2 of the Armed Forces Racing League. A lot of passing. Good clean start though. As we see Zachariah Logan, he's making some moves. Looks to be good on the brakes early in this race. Cameron Smith also up a couple positions. Clayton Doty not having the best of starts. He's down 3 positions. Cameron Smith is up 2 positions. He is in 2nd place. His first race of the Armed Forces iRacing League and already starting out very well. So we saw a couple cars go off the field in the back, unfortunately. And it looks like Sean just got loose and Charles also got loose, unfortunately. Alan Blue up 2 positions in 10th position after starting P12. As we see Brendan Odell going off track, unfortunately. Looks like he just went a little wide, unfortunately. Good save by Mr. Odell though. Good safe rejoin as well. Alan Blue now up 3 positions. Brendan Odell down 3 positions after making a slight mistake. Zachariah Logan still doing well in P6. Good little battle for P5 here. Clayton Doty on the tail of Tristan Lewis. It's going on board with Mr. Doty. Jason Black right on the tail of Andre McCullen, looking, maybe pressuring Andre a little bit. Not going to make the move work, at least yet. Zachary Logan. Oh no. Big wreck. Let's look at what happened. Clayton Doty just getting loose and coming right in front of Andre, unfortunately. Clayton Doty, one of our strongest drivers, sat into his day. Only 2 drivers involved in that accident. For any spectators wondering why there has been no yellow as of right now, we will throw the yellow when there is 3 or more cars in a wreck. And luckily there was only 2 cars in that accident. Brian Johnson in the C8 Corvette, Texas Speed Sim Racing. He is a longtime member of the AFRL. He is a oval specialist. However, he is out here doing well in the GT3s currently in 9th position, holding his own weight. Gregory Brissett pretty close on his tail, however. As we see 2 drivers get into a slight incident. Unfortunately, Zach Miller, I think that's Zach Miller, excuse me, Dana Shepard just getting loose, unfortunately taking out Gregory as well. Both cars going to have to take a fast repair. Jason Black making a slight mistake, I think. Just going slightly wide and having a good rejoin. Charles Barr going slightly wide, unfortunately. Let's head back up to P4 and the battle for that position. Zach Logan still on the tail of Tristan Lewis, looking to make a move. He is up 3 positions. Alan Blue currently in 6th position, up 6 positions, starting P12, ladies and gentlemen. Close battle for P4 at the moment. As we see, Anthony Escobar setting the quickest lap time of the race with a 47.4. Cameron Smith about half a second slower that lap. Unfortunately, it looks like Christian Light and Dave Payton are out of this race. Zach Logan less than 2/10 off of the rear of Tristan Lewis. Can he make something work here? Mustang should be pretty powerful in a straight line compared to the Corvette. Can he catch back up? Sean Sullivan having a rough day here at Virginia International Raceway. Hopefully he can get that car repaired and back out on track. As we go back to the battle for P4. Zachary still putting immense pressure on Tristan, making him have a slightly different line. Anthony Escobar leading the field by just under 4 seconds. Seems to do very well in the Porsche. Cameron Smith doing well in P2. And Jacob Ross right behind. as you see Zach log in on the back bumper of Tristan, not able to make a move up the inside, remaining in P5. Maybe he's saving fuel, maybe to overcut him in the pit stop, as he makes a slight mistake going a little bit too wide there. He's definitely not that far off of Tristan's pace, however, he is sticking with him within a second for the last 13 minutes. As we hop over to Dana Shepard. Currently up 2 positions, in 12th position, starting 14th. As they both go off track, unfortunately, both of them battling very hard, and it looks like they had damage. I wonder what happened. Looks like he just got into the back of him a little bit there, sending them off the track. Luckily, didn't take them out. They're able to get back on track. Alan Blue passing them. Something else happened as well. Looks like Zach is in the pits. I'm wondering if that's going to be his fuel stop, just to fix the car immediately after that contact. Tristan Lewis deciding to stay out. And it did look like Zach went in immediately to fix the car and go ahead, complete his pit stop, mandatory pit stop of the race. Alan Blue able to catch up and capitalize on their incident, though. He is not that far behind Tristan, only about 2 seconds. Staying very consistent throughout this whole race. Definitely our hard charger so far, up 7 positions, ladies and gentlemen, representing the U.S. Army Esports team in the good-looking gold Stars Forward Porsche. Cameron Smith is within a second of our leader, it looks like. Oh, I'm mistaken. That's what the relative was showing. I apologize. Looks like our leader is in the pits. Cameron and Jacob passing now net 1 and 2. Jacob Ross closing in on Cameron. It's definitely got to be getting a little worrisome for Cameron. Let's hop back over for P6. Both Brendan and Jason are heading into the pits for their service. Jacob Ross only half a second behind Cameron Smith. This is for net P2 after pit stops, unless our leader Anthony makes a mistake. Anthony has been clean so far. A lot of pit stops happening right now. Zach logging back up into P5. His car is fixed. He passed Tristan Lewis under the pit strategy, so it was the right call after all to immediately pit to fix the damage. Tristan Lewis had a bit slower of a pit stop, as well as Jason and Alan, excuse me. So Zach able to get in front of Tristan. Brian Johnson yet to pit, I think is right behind. Sean Sullivan a lap car, so hopefully he could get through traffic quickly and efficiently, as he has Zach hunting him down from behind. Cameron and Jacob now pitting. I'd like to go on board with them. To see who can jump each other, as we see Anthony passing both of them in the pits for P1, and Jacob getting the jump on Cameron in the pits. Ladies and gentlemen, big change up in the podium positions. Brian Johnson and Charles Barr going into pit lane. Brian getting his mandatory pit stop knocked out of the way. Brian currently P9. Is he going to be able to hold that? Potentially. Zach Miller in 10th position, coming up close. We'll have to see where Brian Johnson leaves. And it looks like Brian's going to be able to hold on to P9, as we see Zach going through the final couple turns. Brendan just getting into the marbles a little bit, able to save it though. Gregory Burchett, also another U.S. Army Esports team member, just having a little bit of trouble here today at VIR. Zach Miller unfortunately going off track. And Dana Shepard passing for P10. Dana Shepard now in 10th position, up 4 spots today. Clayton Doty right on the heels of Zach as well. Clayton trying to fight for a top 10 after the early race incident. Just under 10 minutes remaining. Can he snag a top 10? It's not that far away from him. He is in sight. Just has to execute every corner and make consistent laps. As you see, Cameron Smith is getting pressured by Jacob Ross. Battle for P2. Somehow Cameron passed Jacob. Let's go back and look at that real quick. Looks like Jacob might have had some traffic involved, and that allowed Cameron to pass for P2. Kind of stretching his legs now. I'm wondering if Jacob can even hang on. Jacob Ross, a longtime member of AFRL. He is decently strong in the GTs and road courses. But Cameron Smith looks to be very fast today in the McLaren. Mustang not able to corner like mid-engine cars. Definitely has a straight line speed though to make up for it. Got some long straightaways here at VIR. Looks like Jason Black is not that far behind Tristan. Also, Clayton Doty passed Zach Miller for P11. Clayton Doty's making some moves. Hunting down Dana Shepard as we speak. Definitely pressuring Dana. Jason Black making the pass on Tristan Lewis. Let's go take a look at that. Looks like he got a good run out of the final corner, able to stick it up the inside of Tristan Lewis. Alan Blue right behind as well. Tried to do the over and under, and it looks like it worked. Definitely some big battling going on for net P5. Alan Blue just waiting for something to happen. Clayton Doty right on the heels of Dana Shepard though. Clayton Doty making the pass on Dana. Clayton back up to P10. Can Jason make any kind of move stick going into the corner? Looking up the inside of Tristan. Not able to do anything as of right now. Needs a good run out of the final corner. Five minutes remaining in round 2 of the Armed Forces iRacing League. A lot of battling going on, especially for P5. Tristan always putting on a good show for the stream. Definitely one of the best drivers in the field, able to defend pretty well throughout seasons. Looks like this battle is heating up for P5. Brian Johnson passing Brendan Odell for P8. Brian Johnson up 2 positions. Alan Blue just sitting behind Jason patiently, trying to hit his marks, make a couple passes. Good first race of the season for Alan Blue. Good start so far. Zach Logan in 4th. Passing some lap traffic. Right now, Anthony Escobar totally in his own zip code. 14 seconds ahead of P2. He is in his own league at the moment. Been nothing but clean, hitting consistent laps throughout the whole race. Unfortunately, Alan Blue able to capitalize on Jason's getting held up by lap traffic. Let's take another look. And it looks like Jason, unfortunately, just picking the wrong line, maybe a mistake, and allowing Alan to get by. Clayton Doty somehow having the pit. Doesn't look like he has damage. Maybe just pitted a little bit early for the early incident. Yep, and it looks like he just had to do a small splash and dash for a little bit of fuel to get him to the end of the race. Alan Blue putting the pressure on Tristan Lewis in the final moments of the race. I think we're white flag. Not able to tell, unfortunately. Alan Blue trying to make some position real quick in the closing moments of this race. Definitely on the rear bumper of Tristan Lewis. Can he make something work? He is glued to the back bumper of P5 at the moment. Making unfortunate contact. And Anthony Escobar, your winner, round number 2 of the Armed Forces iRacing League Season 3. Anthony deserved that win coming back from Season 1. What a statement to be made. Cameron Smith finishing P2, Jacob Ross P3. As we go back to the battle for P5, Alan Blue, can he make something work? Come to the line. Unfortunately, no. Tristan Lewis maintains 5th position. Alan Blue P6. Brendan Odell also about to finish his lap. Congrats again to Anthony Escobar, your race winner. Zach Logan finishing P4, representing the Coast Guard. your race winner, Anthony Escobar, round 2 of the Armed Forces iRacing League. Anthony, can you hear me? So tell me how that race went for you, coming back after such a long period of time from season 1 and coming back and making a huge statement, winning by a large margin. Did you have a lot of practice before this race? It looks like you were just in your own zip code, brother. Understood, brother. Well, I hope that you had as much fun as I did watching you take the field by storm. Glad to have you back. Look forward to seeing you throughout the rest of the season, brother. Have a good one. Cameron Smith, your P2 finisher, his first race of the Armed Forces iRacing League, stomping to a podium finish. How'd that race go for you, Cameron? Understood. So, did you have any issues with your pit strategy at all? I saw that Jacob passed you in the pits. Understood, understood. Well, thank you for happened again. I'll have to fix it next week. Stand by. Yeah.
Jacob, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you, but on YouTube, you can't hear it.
Oh,
Can you hear
that's
it
what
now?
you meant. Testing?
It's good.
I apologize for that. Let me move Anthony back in here real quick and redo that. Hey, Anthony, can you hear me? Mic check.
I don't think he wants to be in this one.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yep.
So, sorry for spectators, but we did not have the audio working correctly. So, Anthony, your race winner for round 1, after a long period of time away from the series, able to come back in season 3 and stomp to a really dominant win. How'd that race go for you, Anthony?
Well, everything went to plan for sure. Pretty uneventful if you ask me, but yeah, it's good to take off the rust after a minute of not sim racing, and it's good to be back.
Good to have you back, brother. Did you have any struggles with traffic or lap traffic, any of that sort?
No, really. It was pretty good. I think that's why I got a big lead. But I did struggle managing my tires. I was sliding everywhere around Tree Oak and NASCAR band. Track was pretty slippery around there for sure.
Yep, definitely. It looked like a hot day here at Virginia International Raceway. Well, we're glad to have you back for season 3. You have a good day, brother.
Hey, you too, man. I'll see you later.
Yep. Cameron Smith, your P2 finisher. Cameron, walk us through your race and how'd it go?
It actually started off poorly because I only got one good qualifying lap in, and then I kept going off track. I'm not sure if it was the track was slippery or I just wasn't in the zone for it. But starting off P4 wasn't terrible. And then I got really lucky on the start because I thought Anthony was gonna wait until the green, so I wasn't watching his car almost at all. I was just waiting for the green light, and I was able to jump into P2 right off the bat.
That's good to hear, brother. I saw that Jacob passed you in the pit lane. Walk us through that. Tell us what happened.
Yeah, I mean, we got in the pit. I got into my pit stall like half a second before him, and then I added some fuel because I wasn't sure if the iRacing auto fuel was going to get me to the end, and it looks like I added a little bit too much.
Understood. It looked like it worked out, though. Somehow you were able to pass Jacob back for P2 and hold him off to the end. Did you feel worried at all through that?
Yeah, Jacob's pretty good at putting on pressure, especially it seemed like he was conserving his tires better. So I had to slow down and let him, well, not slow down, but I had to be easier on my tires, which allowed him to catch up. But I think honestly, it was the lapsed traffic that ended up letting me pass him.
Sounds good. Well, we're glad to have you in the Armed Forces iRacing League, and what a start to the season for you, finishing P2 in your first ever race here at the AFRL. Glad to have you. You have a good day, brother.
All right, thank you.
Jacob Ross, your third place finisher. Jacob, walk us through that start and how'd it go?
I thought the start was pretty good. We got a pretty solid jump with P1, and then we're able to just kind of slot in line and run our race for the most part.
Did you have any kind of strategy calls that you were trying to think through to maybe pass Cameron or any of the other leaders?
Sorry, say it again.
I was just asking, did you think of like any kind of strategy calls? Were you thinking of pitting early or later, trying to run it to the end, or anything like that, trying to make up positions, or did you just have a good pit strategy and pit stop?
I was looking to try to undercut, but looking back, I was like probably going to come out in a bunch of traffic, so I was like, I'll just see when he pits and follow him in. I think I got a little closer to pit entry before I hit the brakes, so that's why I was able to gain a little bit of time on him.
Understood. Well, you looked good out there. You stayed in third for essentially the whole race, and you did well. Glad to have you finish on the podium. I know you've been hunting for those and had a rough round one, but you're able to get that podium today. So good job, and we look forward to having you next week.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to conclude our race interviews. Next week, Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern, tune in for round 3 of the AFRL, and have a good Air Force Day.